はやる。 Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Battle Royale remains one of the most shocking, influential, and thought-provoking films ever made, a movie that redefined what dystopian storytelling could be. Set in a brutal near-future society, the film explores human survival, fear, and morality in a way that continues to resonate decades after its release. Its concept is simple yet deeply unsettling. A group of students are forced to fight to the death under government control, with only one allowed to survive. But behind the violence and chaos lies a sharp social commentary on youth, control, and the cost of a world driven by fear. The story begins with a government that has lost control of its younger generation. Teenagers have become rebellious, disillusioned, and unwilling to follow authority. In response, a controversial law called the Battle Royale Act is enacted, a law that demands one class of students each year be randomly selected and sent to a remote island to participate in a deadly survival game. The rules are clear: they must kill each other until only one remains. If they refuse to fight or attempt to escape, they die instantly, thanks to explosive collars placed around their necks. The setup immediately places the audience in a state of tension, forcing them to confront the moral horror of such a world. The film follows Shuya, an ordinary high school student who suddenly finds himself in this nightmare along with his classmates. As they're transported to the island, confusion and terror consume them. Old friendships shatter, hidden crushes turn tragic, and rivalries erupt into violence. Each student reacts differently. Some give in to fear and desperation, while others try to hold on to their humanity. The story isn't just about who survives physically. It's about who can survive emotionally and morally in a situation designed to destroy compassion. The cast brings these dynamics to life with haunting realism. Tatsuya Fujiwara's performance as Shuya captures the heart of the film. A young man trying to stay true to his values when everything around him demands violence. Aki Maeda plays Noriko, a symbol of innocence and hope who clings to her belief in friendship and trust even as the world collapses. Then there's the unforgettable presence of Takeshi Kitano as the teacher, a man whose calm demeanor masks something deeply disturbed. His character embodies the twisted logic of the adults enforcing this system, someone who sees the game not as punishment, but as a lesson. Each actor gives their role a rawness that makes the film both emotional and terrifying. The setting of the island plays almost like another character in itself. Isolated, unpredictable, and filled with both beauty and danger, it becomes a mirror of the students' internal struggles. Dense forests, abandoned buildings, and dark coastlines create a haunting atmosphere of constant tension. The cinematography captures every drop of rain, every glint of fear in the eyes of the survivors. The use of handheld shots and sudden bursts of violence gives the film a sense of realism, as if the viewer is trapped there with them. Every frame feels alive with danger and emotion. What makes Battle Royale stand out isn't just its premise, but the depth of its message. Beneath the violence lies a powerful commentary on society's relationship with youth and control. The government's decision to make children kill each other is portrayed not as madness, but as a calculated attempt to restore order. The adults in the film have lost faith in the next generation, and instead of guiding them, they destroy them. It's a terrifying reflection of what happens when authority chooses fear over understanding. The movie forces viewers to question who the real monsters are: the students fighting for survival, or the system that put them there. The emotional impact comes from the way the film humanizes its characters. Each student is given a moment, a flashback, or a glimpse into their life before the game began. Some are bullied kids finally tasting power. Others are athletes, musicians, or shy students who never imagined taking a life. Their backstories give context to their actions, making every death more painful and every decision more meaningful. The game becomes a dark reflection of adolescence, a world where insecurity, jealousy, and love collide in the most extreme way imaginable. As the story unfolds, alliances form and crumble. Shuya and Noriko find an ally in Kawada, a mysterious older student who's been through this before. His experience and calm demeanor bring a sense of strategy to the chaos. Together, they search for a way to escape the island while maintaining their humanity. But as the number of survivors dwindles, the tension intensifies. The film doesn't offer easy answers or heroic escapes. Every victory comes with loss, and every act of kindness carries a cost. The emotional exhaustion of watching friends turn into enemies and innocence fade into despair is what makes Battle Royale so unforgettable. The violence in the film is brutal and unflinching, but it's never senseless. Each confrontation carries emotional weight. The violence serves as a metaphor for the loss of innocence and the pressure young people face in a society that demands competition and conformity. It's shocking, yes, but it's also deeply symbolic, a reminder that cruelty often comes from systems designed to control. Director Kinji Fukasaku presents the violence not as spectacle, but as tragedy. The film never glamorizes the deaths. Instead, it shows the emotional aftermath, the terror in the eyes of the survivors, and the silence that follows each act. The soundtrack contrasts haunting classical pieces with intense moments of chaos, creating an eerie sense of irony. Soft orchestral music plays during scenes of violence, amplifying the horror by treating it with an almost ceremonial calmness. This artistic choice forces the audience to see the killings as something orchestrated and systematic, not random, but deliberate. It underlines how desensitized society has become to suffering, a theme that feels disturbingly relevant even today. Beyond its story, Battle Royale had a massive influence on modern storytelling. Its premise inspired countless books, shows, and films about survival games and dystopian control, most famously seen in later franchises that explored similar ideas, but none have matched the raw intensity and emotional truth of this original. The movie's power lies in its ability to balance shock with substance, blending horror and philosophy in a way that makes the audience think long after the credits roll. The performances elevate this experience. Takeshi Kitano, known for his deadpan style, delivers moments of dark humor that somehow make the horror even more unsettling. His calm, almost fatherly demeanor contrasts sharply with his brutal actions, making him one of the most chilling figures in cinema. The young cast, most of whom were newcomers at the time, give the film an authenticity that polished actors might not have achieved. Their fear feels real, their emotions raw, their actions unpredictable. The chemistry between them captures the chaos and confusion of youth pushed to its breaking point. The pacing of the film is masterful. It begins with confusion and disbelief, moves into chaos and panic, and finally settles into quiet reflection and heartbreak. The tension never lets up, yet there are moments of stillness that allow the audience to breathe and connect with the characters. These pauses, a shared meal, a whispered conversation, a memory of school days, make the violence that follows even more devastating. It's a rhythm that mirrors real fear, moments of calm shattered by sudden, uncontrollable danger. What makes Battle Royale endure is its refusal to provide comfort. There are no easy heroes, no guaranteed justice. Even survival feels hollow. The ending leaves viewers questioning everything they've seen, whether escape is truly possible in a world built on fear. The final moments blend sorrow and defiance, a reminder that rebellion doesn't always look like victory. It can simply be the act of holding on to your humanity when the world demands you give it up. The trailer for the film captured this tone perfectly, combining haunting visuals with glimpses of chaos. The voiceover described the program with cold precision, setting up the premise without revealing too much. The trailer's impact was immediate. People couldn't believe such a movie existed. Its mix of suspense, violence, and emotion created a buzz that turned Battle Royale into an underground sensation. The imagery of school uniforms soaked in blood, combined with the eerie calm of the government official explaining the rules, set the tone for one of cinema's most daring experiences. Over time, the film's reputation only grew. It became a symbol of rebellion in storytelling, a work that dared to confront uncomfortable truths about authority, conformity, and human nature. Critics debated its meaning, audiences analyzed its symbolism, and fans around the world celebrated its boldness. Some saw it as a dark satire on education systems that pit students against each other, while others viewed it as a metaphor for capitalist competition. The beauty of Battle Royale is that it allows for all of these interpretations. It's a mirror that reflects whatever fears and frustrations you bring into it. The movie's legacy also comes from the courage of its creator, Kenji Fukasaku, who directed it at the age of 70. Having lived through World War II as a teenager, Fukasaku infused the film with his personal experiences of violence, fear, and survival. This gives the story an emotional authenticity that few other dystopian works can match. His direction doesn't just shock, it mourns. Every scene feels like both an accusation and a lament, a cry against the cruelty of systems that sacrifice the young for the illusion of order.